Hello, everybody. This is Justin Knapp. Hope everyone's having a great day. Um, hey, I'm just going to be reading out of the Bible today. And this is Let the Bible Speak with Justin Knapp. Basically, what I want to say is this. We as people, we try hard. We want right. We try to do right. We try to be right. But typically, we fall into situations where we make a bad choice down the line, or we get addicted to something. There's addictions, or we have setbacks. And typically, we sometimes just do things that's sinful. And basically, I want us to take into consideration doing what's right, even when it's hard. Overcoming our deepest demons and setbacks. You know, I am so unworthy sometimes to be called a child of God, to be called a Christian, because what people see on the outside when they see me sometimes is not how I've been acting in my heart and my mind. And a lot of times you are your own worst enemy. Even the devil is no help, but we face challenges of doing what's right and being obedient and to God, and to doing what's right for ourselves, doing what's right for others, for our communities, for our households. We must break the chain of bad choices. We must break the chain of hurting other people. We need to be more obedient. We need to be more right with God. We need to be more right with our spouses. And women need to be more right with their men. And men need to be more right with their women. Kids need to be more right with their parents. And there's just so many people going off this making so many bad choices, and addictions are happening, and worldly ideas come in, or you just have a hard time doing what's right in certain areas of your life. And it's taking control of your life, and it just seems like it gets out of control. Well, the Bible says in James chapter 1, a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. This is mainly talking about Christians that know right from wrong, but keep doing what they shouldn't be doing. But the idea I want to point out is that when we lack wisdom, we need to ask God. It tells that in verse 5 in James chapter 1. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, freely, upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. Listen, put down your cell phone if you're addicted to pornography, and don't be on it. Don't watch movies with a lot of sex in it. Don't listen to a lot of music that talk about that stuff. Protect your eyes and mind and your heart. If you are addicted, if you are addicted to smoking, don't go into the gas station to pay for your gas. Pay for it at the pump. Use your debit card and scan. You could stick it in or scan it without even going in to buy cigarettes. Because once you get there in front of to go pay for your gas, all the cigarettes are right on top there, or right behind them. Temptation. Don't find an excuse. Well, I gotta get gas. And really, you do need gas, but really what it is, you want to go in and buy cigarettes. Well, I gotta look up something on my phone real quick, and really, you spent hours on your phone checking out half-naked women, or they are naked, or see what you shouldn't see. Or, hey, I need to go buy hey, I got gas, I'm going to go buy a bottle of pop. You want some? All of a sudden you go inside to the gas station, but you're addicted to gambling, and now you buy $40 in tickets. You're finding a reason to go get involved in something that you shouldn't. Gambling can destroy a person. Drugs can destroy a person. Pornography can destroy your mind. There's a list of bad choices we can make. But I'm saying all this for this reason. We need Jesus. We need God. I think a lot of us that keep failing in certain areas of our life typically mean well. I think we're genuinely real about fighting the good fight against addictions and bad setbacks and bad choices. But a lot of times, we're weak. I'm talking about men and women both, any generation. Because we make what we're doing a bad habit. And we get it up here, and we think we just a little bit here, a little bit there is okay. And just a little bit of this bad habit, a little bit of this bad sinful habit, a little bit of and all of a sudden it grows and it grows, it grows. Then when people try to correct us, sometimes we get prideful. Because a part of us, even as Christians to non-Christians, like the idea, I know what I know. But sometimes we don't want to let go of the things of the world. Not everything in the world is bad, by the way. But there's some things in the world that we should let go of. There's some things we just don't let go of. But I'm going to read something here today. Hopefully something out of this will pop out at you and you'll get something from it. From whence come wars, or in James chapter 4. From whence comes wars and fightings among you? Come they not hence even of your lust. Lust. Did you hear that? That war is your members. We have a war going on up here in our minds. We have a war going on in our hearts. We have a war coming out of this mouth. The tongue, no man can tame. We have a war with what our eye sees. We're fighting with ourself, our own members, trying to conquer something that we're facing. These right here are dukes. I'm just going to get angry, I'm going to get mad, get prideful, I'm just going to knock you out. It's so easy just to go by how we feel and giving in to what's wrong because it's easy. Because doing what's right is hard. And challenges are very real for all of us, whatever your challenge is. And if someone says they don't have any baggage, they're lying. I don't care if you're Christian or non-Christian. Verse 2, ye lust and have not, ye kill and desire, to have and cannot obtain. You fight and war. I'm not talking like you go to war for our country. You war with other people. You're a brawler. You're angry. You got pride. And cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because you ask not. I told you earlier, that last part of this verse, verse 2, because you ask not. James chapter 1, verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God. Problem is, We know what we know. No one's going to tell me. I'm my own man. Or my own. It's like, no one's going to tell me. Right? A little girl's like, the girls are going to vent. They're going to get mad. This is how I am. This is what I'm going to do. No man's going to tell me, or she ain't going to tell me. No one's going to tell me. I know what I'm talking about. Pride. All right. Ye ask and receive not, because you ask amiss, that ye may consume upon your lust. We need wisdom in how we conduct ourselves. A lot of times we are our own worst enemy when we are alone, not just openly. Ye adulterers, adulteresses, men and women, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? We as believers are in this world, but we're not to be like the world. Not everything about the world is bad. Some of the things that the world actually does is actually biblical, but they don't want to say that it's biblical. They try to add a different word to it, or they add a little bit of philosophy to it to say it's not of God. It's kind of, when you hear like Mother Nature, it's a creation of God. Mother Nature is just another term of not giving God credit for his creation. Saying Mother Nature is another thing of just saying God doesn't exist. When we say, oh man, look at God's creation, how powerful it is. Look at the damage it could do. Now, God didn't give us tornadoes and hurricanes to destroy us. It's just part of the sin curse. We were told these things were going to happen. But we want a friendship with God. We want a friendship with Jesus. We want a friendship with our loved ones and family members. But at the same time, if we are so caught up in the world and leaving God and Jesus out, and pride sinks in, it's hard to change that person, especially if that person knows to do right and they keep doing a bad habit. This goes for Christians. Now, if you're not a Christian, I would expect you to live like the world. Okay? Does that mean that you're not valued? No. You're valued, you're loved, you matter as much as I do. Okay? Does that mean I'm less than a sinner than you? No. Does that mean you're less than a sinner than me? No. Does that mean you don't need Jesus or God? No. That means you need him. Because all have sinned and came short of the glory of God. So we all have setbacks and addictions or bad habits, or just we make dumb choices. Simply put, we're not saying stupid, but we can make stupid decisions. But it says here, the friendship of the world is enemy with God. Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is enemy of God. Now, all it takes is one sin to be wrong with God. But for the Christian, those that truly believe, all it takes is having a friend, knowing him in your heart, truly being saved, to get forgiveness of sin and getting right back, and getting forgiveness. Now, with that, the Christian, don't be so prideful. Well, I can sin and just get away with it. No, you can't. His mercies due every day, but let's not push the living God to anger. Don't be so prideful that you can just get a free pass just because you're a Christian to sin. We need to give our best to not give in to our lust, to give into our wicked desires, bad desires. I'm a, you can, for example, alcohol. You cannot become an alcoholic unless you drink, right? It's a fact. You cannot logically become an alcoholic unless you drink. But just because you drink a beer does not mean you will become an alcoholic. We're warned many times not to be a drunkard or drunk. Now, we are told to stay from the parents of evil. Now, I think it's wise to stay away from alcohol. But if I was to drink one, that's where it would stop. Doesn't mean I'm necessarily wrong with God because I drank one. Now, I don't want to be a stumbling block to nobody either. In other words, if someone was a vegan and they're your friend, would you don't want to be offensive to them. Use wise discernment. Maybe you shouldn't. You can eat a hamburger from if you want to, or pork. But maybe God needs to direct you, say, maybe I shouldn't because it may offend them. It may cause a problem. If you know someone's an alcoholic, or was an alcoholic and has a problem with it, don't you dare open a can of beer or even talk about it around them. You know what I mean? Get a pop instead. Get a water. Drink tea. Drink something else. Just think about the other person. It's probably best to stay away from all alcohol and all cigarettes. And technically, it'd be good for all of us to really not really be online. Really. If we would just stick to the Bible and just the common life, it'd be we're in this technology world and it's not always great. It can be though. But there could be lots of addictions because of online stuff. That cigarette. There's caffeine people with addictions. There's people that made bad choices, but they don't know why their life's all screwed up. They don't know why they can't get ahead. They don't know why they keep going to jail. They don't know why they keep having bad breakups. They keep doing the same thing over and over and over again with a different result. Sometimes we listen to the philosophy of a church, of what they believe or teach, instead of what the Bible says we ought to do, or using wise judgment. All right, I'm going to go a little bit further here because I'm taking too long. Verse 5, do you think that the scripture said in vain, the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy? ? But he giveth more grace wherever he said, God resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. James 4:10 says, humble thyself in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. So if we humble ourselves to God, do our best to conquer our sinful habits, our bad habits, to do what's right, if we just humble to God, he will give us grace. We will be rewarded for that. But he giveth more grace, wherefore he said, God resisteth the proud. Pride goes before the fall. Submit yourselves therefore to God. Nowhere does it say give yourself into how you feel, what you want, me. This is what I think. He says to God. A lot of people just fully don't want to give it all to God. They don't want to do it all. They just don't want to. They want God. They want Jesus. But they want him how they want. They want it, their life, how they want their life to be. But I will submit to this, and this, but I will not submit to this because I do not want to, even though I should. That's where we're at. That's where I'm at sometimes. Submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. For a season, for a time. Fact of the matter is, the deeper you get into a sin, the deeper you get into an addiction, the deeper you get into a bad habit, the deeper you make bad choices, the further you're going to stay in it, the further it's going to go, the more damage it's going to be, the more the devil's going to come back, the more how you feel is going to come out, instead of submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Do we submit ourselves and stay away from what destroys? We are going to have the problem with the devil. We're going to have the problem with the flesh. And he will not flee from us if we allow him to stay. Draw nigh to God, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners. Now, this verse, ye sinners. I'm just going to say this for all sinners. All sinners. Either saved by grace or lost and doomed, not going to heaven. The fact of the matter is, I'm going to go back to reading this. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. Christians are typically double-minded. We need to clean our hands of our mess. Humble ourselves to God. We need to purify our hearts. Give it to God. Humble ourselves. Then quit going back to what causes us to sin. Quit going in to get gas. Have someone else go pay for it behalf of you. Do not walk down the alcohol aisle if you're an alcoholic to buy beer. If you're addicted to gambling, do not go where there's do not go on purposely go inside to grab a Mountain Dew to go grab the lottery tickets. It says, be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned into mourning and your joy to heaviness. Well, basically, go back to the hands and heart. It's cleaning up your life. It's changing the bad that you do into obedience. Not just to be obedient, but just to please Jesus. To better yourself. Take away that pride. Drown it. Cleanse yourself. We should be mourning over the things that we do. Mourn over the bad you do. Really feel sincerely sorry about it and do something about it. Sometimes, the longer you stay in something that you shouldn't, the less serious you are about conquering it. Because you like what you're doing, even though you know it's wrong. People act like you can't stop pornography. You can. Very hard. People act like you can't stop gambling. You can. It's hard. You can't stop drugs. It's hard. You can't stop the gambling. You can't stop smoking. You can't stop this. You can't. It's rough. And you're not alone. This is the second series I did about addictions and bad habits and bad choices and setbacks. This is the second video I've done. There's things I wish I have never done. Actually, that upsets me a little bit right now. I hurt myself spiritually. I waste my time. And it doesn't bring happiness. It only does for a while, then it goes away. Whatever your addiction is, be strong and be awesome. have your mindset that you are going to do something. Make all those people believe that don't believe that you're going to be conquerors. Make them eat their own words. Be awesome. Uplift out of your setbacks and bad habits and addictions. Do something with your life. Matter. Don't stray away from this book. This is one of our biggest problems. We don't pick it up and read it. We don't want to go to church. We don't want to pray. We want God without the change. We need Jesus to save us from the inside out. If we need professional help, get it. But God is not a genie you just rub out of a lamp and Jesus comes out and gives you 3 wishes. Man up, woman up. Grow up. Care about yourself so you can care for others. Care for yourself because Jesus says, I love you with everlasting love. You cannot fully love God if you're giving in to some of the bad things that we do. Me included. I don't care if some people out there are being judgmental. I don't care if some churches are bad churches or good churches. Your walk with God is your walk with God. And you matter. You have value in your life. You're made in the image of God. I don't care what any church has ever done to you. If they've done bad to you, I'm sorry it's happened. But have you always been right with everybody else? Probably not. So be careful in the judgment. But overcome. Be an overcomer. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and He shall lift you up. That's James chapter 4, verses 1 through 10. There's so much more that you could read on. I encourage you to read more. Get help if you need help. Get saved if you need to get saved. I'm going to close with this. I had a friend years ago. He did whatever it took to get clean. He was hooked to drugs, pornography. He was a hard worker, nice guy. He was not in the right place in life. He went over to somewhere in Ohio, checked himself in to an addiction program that was faith-based. He was there for a year. And he got saved because of it. He got clean because of it. He got read his Bible because of it. He went from 120 pounds to about 160 pounds because he worked out all the time, and he worked. And he went to church. Cleaned his life up. Now, your struggle, my struggle, is always the same. I may have a battle all my whole life, but I need to keep control of it. You may be able to conquer a battle and never have to worry about it again. You may be able to go 6 months somewhere, get cleaned, and then you're done. My point is, you do what you must. In a healthy way, of course. To beat your addictions. Start with Jesus. Get saved. Our lusts and desires ain't always wrong. They're not always right. Be overcomers. You can do it. Everybody, have a good day. That's all I got.